Welcome back to Orbital Vaping Headquarters. I'm Jesse Jones, and today we're taking a first look at the HohmWrecker G2. The whole reason I want to do this video is to give you guys a quick look at this thing before I get going on the challenge that I'll tell you about in a second. And also I want to remind you that the purpose of the first look is to gather questions from you guys that I can put to this thing as I test it out. So be sure that as you watch this and as you see the series that comes, that you leave questions and let me know, because I'm going to try to answer all that stuff in the actual review later on and during the process so I can do this. This is a 2-cell 18650 box mod that's got USB only upgrading, no charging through that, and an FSK chip on it that they programmed, they say, to do temperature control on Kanthal. Now it does temperature control on all the other kinds of metals, and I've tested a couple. And we're going to go through and do a challenge to see if we can get the Kanthal temperature control to work. The guys at HohmTech have put out a challenge to the first 250 people that can post videos showing how they got it to work, and if they bought it from VaporCube and a few other hoops, that they'll give them a refund for it. So Orbital Vaping Headquarters is down for that challenge. We're going to give it a shot. First of all, let's head down to a little unboxing porn for you guys.
Okay, what's in the box? The box it comes in is nice. It's like 3 colors on black paper, clear coat, black, white. It's got a little authenticity code and a URL. You can see here that I got the blue edition that has the machining that reveals the aluminum underneath, so it looks kind of silver, so it's cool. There's the other side, UPC, designed in California, assembled in China. Alright, nothing on the top or bottom. Let's pop open the top. This thing is cool. There's the mod. There's a felt ring. That's nice. Felt nice when I pulled it out. Let's set that aside and go through the manual goodies. Just some swag. This is a little description of the FSK automation, and we're going to take a real close look at all the documentation. I'm the kind of guy that reads every word of all the documentation and everything, so I'm going to get into that later. This is the warranty card that's completely out of focus. And I bought this at vaporcube.com. Vaporcube.com is good. They had a really fast shipping. This device cost about $130 or so. And here's the manual. So I am going to read every single word of this, but for now we're just going to flip through it. 0 and 1, 2 and 3 folio, batteries, 4 and 5, temp, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, Kanthal or nichrome. On the watts, it doesn't mention temperature control on Kanthal at all right there. Huh, that's weird. I'm going to get into that. How to use all the buttons, 6 and 7. What all the screens look like, 8 and 9. 10 and 11, more screens. Battery charts for the battery saver, and that's the end. Okay, like I said, we're going to get way into all that stuff. I'm just going to set these aside over here. And here's the actual device. Protected by a sleeve. Hello, sleeve. It looks nice. Shiny. Just do a quick little rotate around here for you on camera so that you can see how pretty it is. Thing feels good. It's aluminum. It's got a 510 that looks like it does not have any bottom airflow options, unfortunately. Can you guys focus on that, or am I allowed? Slowly but surely. No bottom airflow. Looks like it's got beautiful machining. This is what I meant by this. It's anodized aluminum, and so it's actually machined out all these symbols, the male and female symbols. It's a joke about being a HohmWrecker. We've got venting on the bottom, the flip for the battery. Here's the actual screen and all the buttons. The buttons are plastic, and they protrude a tiny bit there. They're tactile. Pretty good. Not too bad. Here's the top again. Here is the logo on it, which I'm not sure how that's applied. I'll find out. And here's the back. Let's take the back off here. Battery door. Battery door's got a magnet on top and 2 on bottom and kind of a tripod formation. It's kind of a little bit rattly, so we'll see how that goes. It looks like inside, focus, you've got ribbon. That's some kind of composite, or it could be more anodized aluminum. Yeah, I think it is. Decent screws, USB port for upgrades only, not charging. These are the matching magnets and 5 screws. I'll be taking this apart later just to take a look. Ribbon, and it has a series style battery configuration. Clever viewers will have noticed that I put aside some cells to put in here, some actually coincidentally HohmTech Home Life cells I thought I would keep with the theme. I'm going to put this in positive up, negative down on this side, negative down, positive up on this side. Put it in there. Thumb over the ribbon. And it's fitting pretty good right now. It's a little bit rattly, little tiny bit, not too bad. Okay. So, turn it on. Hold this button down for several seconds and it boots, baby boots, baby boots. Come on, focus, don't embarrass me. Saying vape. There we go, connect atomizer. You crazy. And there's some menus and stuff. So, I'll do a firmware upgrade on this guy. You can see your firmware if you hold down the menu and these two buttons at the same time. And our firmware version is 2.4.4. That is the most recent one, but I'm still doing an upgrade video. All right, so this is great. Let's put an atomizer on here and talk about this guy.
Okay, that was fun. So like I said, this box is from HohmTech. HohmTech's an American company that designed this, and then they outsourced the manufacturing to China. It's about $135, and I got it from vaporcube.com, like I said. And that's because the challenge from HohmTech is that if you can demonstrate on YouTube your process for learning how to get this to work on Kanthal temperature control, they'll give you at least a partial refund or a whole refund. And like I said, tomorrow in Vape AM, we're going to do a look at this and some of the details, and I'm going to make a list and make a plan and talk to some people, and you can see all that live if you want to. And also there's a replay that'll always be there. So first impressions of this box so far are that I haven't tested the Kanthal temperature control on it yet. So I'm going to actually do that in a methodical way, but I have tested the stainless steel temperature control with my Crown and the titanium temperature control with my Tron S tank, and they're both exactly like everything else that's good. I just want to point out that the temperature control in stainless steel in the Crown was really good, and the only other thing I have that's that good is my Joytech stuff, like my Cuboid and my eBig BTC Mini. Yum. So the box is pretty cool. There's a little bit of rattle in the door, and it can go wonky sometimes. Otherwise, not a huge deal. It's not going to work real well with things that have a bottom airflow because the 510 doesn't have a slot for that. But I could be wrong. There could be some spacing going on, or maybe even the machining works. I'm going to test that and see what happens. And what else? It has plastic buttons, and they are okay. They feel pretty good. Overall, my impression of this box is that it's pretty light, feels pretty good. That's my little puppy. And it's okay. It's a little harsh on the fingers as far as the corners goes, but it's no different than a lot of other box mods. And the finish is nice. So functionality, don't know anything about the Kanthal temp control yet, but everything else works fine. And the menus are kind of maybe a little bit confusing. I'm going to get into that too. And I'm going to read the manual. And I'm going to get back to you guys with a whole series of videos about this. So if you like these videos, make sure you like and subscribe and click all the appropriate buttons. Share these with your friends too. Let's get the word out. And I hope all you guys are having a great day. I love vapors. I love vaping. And I hope you have a great day. Let's do this.
So here's how to upgrade the firmware on your HohmWrecker G2 from HohmTech. Step 1 is go to the HohmTech homepage, HohmTech.com. Click on the HohmWrecker G2 in this drop-down menu at the top of the screen up here, and that'll go to the HohmWrecker G2 homepage. Boom, little picture and everything. Scroll down just a tiny bit, and right here are the two things you're going to need: the actual firmware updated itself and the program that you run to load this firmware into your mod. So we click right here to download this, and that is the firmware. It goes to my downloads folder, and then I'm going to click here to download the updater, which will also go there. So next, we just pop down here when they're finished and say show in folder, and it'll open it up, and here's these guys are. Now this is a zip archive, so we're going to double click on it to go inside, click on this folder, and copy it, and then go one level back up, and then we're going to paste it in. And That just uncompresses it and makes it so we can actually use it. And then we're going to drag this firmware file that we found inside this folder so it disappears inside there and sits there, because when we run it, it'll find it really easily. So the next thing I want to do is actually run this file. Remember that you want to have your USB cable ready and your mod. Double click on this little guy. It's going to give me the security warning, and I say yes, please run it. And then nothing's happening right now. In a second, it'll tell us that our mod's plugged in DFU mode. So I'm going to click open and open the firmware that we found, which in this case is 2.4.4, but this procedure doesn't change at all for any version of this yet. Click open, and now it wants us to put the device in update port mode and click update and plug it in. So first, grab your mod and make sure that it's on, and hold down the menu button and both the up and down buttons at the same time for about 2 seconds. It'll say Advanced Insanity menu, and then switch to screen rotation or something else. At that point, press up and down or down until you get to the menu item called Upgrade Port. Then just hit the fire button and the word off should flash, and all you have to do is change it so that it says on. We're just turning on the upgrade port. So press the fire button and that'll put it into upgrade mode, and then take the battery door off and set it aside and plug your USB cable into your mod's USB port, which is right there by the batteries on the outside of the mod towards the front. So we plug it in, and you'll notice that I did this, and now it says STM device in DFU mode, sorry. And that's firmware update mode. So we click on the update button, tell it yes. I have no idea what that message means. It updates all this stuff. Doesn't take very long. You can see that your mod itself should say linked to CPU while you do this, and we're finished. Next, click the leave update button. That just sort of frees your mod from the computer, and then you can exit this program. And unplug your mod, put the door back on, and turn it back on. Just hold down the power button for, 3 to 5 seconds. It'll say Insane Vape and boot up, and there you are in your new firmware.